President Trump has been criticised in front of Prince William for abandoning a major climate change agreement as he celebrated Earthshot Prize finalists. Hello, I'm Cameron Walker and you're watching GB News Royal. Before we get started, please go hit that subscribe button. It all happened during London Climate Action Week, and if you've never heard of the Earthshot Prize, it's Prince William's 10-year mission to find solutions to repair the planet. It's all about scaling up small ideas to have a truly global impact. We're in year 5, and each year, 5 winning solutions are rewarded £1 million to help. The Earthshot Prize is Prince William's brainchild, and he met the 2024 Earthshot finalists on Tuesday at a special event hosted in the City of London by none other than former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg, a longtime business titan and Earthshot global advisor. Now, here's the thing. You'd expect celebration like this to be full of optimism, and it was, but it wasn't without hard truths either.
A lot of people think the Earthshot Prize is just about climate change. It really isn't. It's about waste. It's about plastic pollution. It's about the health of our oceans. It's about the air we breathe. It's all the things that we as human beings care about.
Since Earthshot launched, they've helped restore over 170,000 square kilometres of land and ocean, sequestered 420,000 tonnes of carbon, and reached more than 4.4 million people. But the event wasn't just celebratory. There were moments of political tension, and yes, former President Donald Trump's environmental record was called out. Here's what Mike Bloomberg said.
The first thing is to welcome the Prince. I'm lucky enough to have known him for a long time, and his father, and I have great respect for both of them. And I think England, the UK is very well served, and the future for people here is bright. I think there's a good reason to be optimistic. There are lots of problems around the world, and America has not been doing its share lately to make things better, I don't think. But nevertheless, I'm very optimistic about the future.
So no specific mention of President Trump there by Mr. Bloomberg, but of course we can all read between the lines. But during a separate discussion between Rio's Mayor Eduardo Paes and London's Mayor Sadiq Khan, they took a pointed swipe perhaps at Trump's climate stance, and the mayor even, of Rio said, "I don't want to do politics here, but we saw what Donald Trump did in his first term. If it weren't for local governments, the US would be in big trouble." That's in reference to President Trump's 2017 decision to withdraw the US from the Paris Climate Agreement, a move that shook the global climate community. So yes, politics does play a role, and that leads us to someone non-political, but keeps his focus on action, and that is Robert Irwin. And I reunited with Robert Irwin following our chat in Cape Town last year. He's a conservationist and Earthshot Prize ambassador, and the son of the crocodile hunter, the late Steve Irwin. And let me tell you, he's got a fire to preserve the planet for his generation and beyond. Now, you can read my interview with Robert on the GB News website, but my colleagues also spoke to him on camera. Here's the interview.
Great. A couple of things to pick up on what you said there. One about how the Earthshot Prize, and Prince William in particular, has made, how did you describe it, the mountain that your generation has to climb that much easier to climb.
Yes.
Explain what you meant by that.
I talk to a lot of young people every day. In fact, just yesterday I was on a boat, the Clipper, in the Thames, and was talking to a young fella who wasn't really, he was probably older than I was, but you know, he was very interested in the environment, and got into a big conversation about how he felt the more he delved into this world of environment and sustainability, the more depressed he felt. And that feeling of helplessness, what can I do? And a lot of young people do feel that. When you have a beacon of hope, something that leads with a sense of positivity, here's the path out of this. I think we can all rally. To fix the big problems we have, it's going to take unity. That's something the world desperately needs right now, is a sense of unity. And we can only breed unity through optimism. The Earthshot Prize is built around optimism. And it's also not sugarcoating it. We need to be urgent. We need action now, absolutely. But we got to work together, and we got to believe in ourselves and our power to collaborate and get this done. We got no other option.
You spoke about hope and positivity. I mean, one of the conversations, clearly before Prince William got up and sat on the stage, was about actually, and we heard it from Mr. Bloomberg himself, that actually America is not leading the way at the moment. And that is a big problem. It's making, I think other people said, it's making everything that much more difficult.
at the end of the day, if you're in the environmental space, politics is going to play a role, in fact, a very big role. And now more than ever before, we need policymakers, we need governments to come on the journey with us, with the private sector, with technology, with transport, with businesses, with e-commerce, with individuals, passionate advocates. They got to come along on this journey with us and create incentives, create a reason, create a why for us all to buckle down and get the work done and face climate change. And I think it's very important. I'll say this, my message would be, at any avenue, when there's a crossroads politically, vote with the planet in mind, as much as you can.
And that's something that Prince William heard loudly and clearly today, even if he obviously isn't in his position able to comment on that himself, but we don't have climate leadership from America, from the American president.
I think, and you mentioned there with what Prince William is really good at, is he is a universal voice that can speak to everyone. He can really work to break down barriers. He does a really good job at talking to anyone from any walk of life, from any demographic, anywhere in the world, because he's been on the front line, he's seen it. He's seen the working face of conservation, and he can use all of that knowledge to spread a message on a huge platform. His platform is incredible, and he uses that for good, and I really admire that, and I take inspiration from it as well. And I think in this spirit of optimism, we have to look to the future. We have to acknowledge across the world the environmental hardships that we've been through, but we have to look to the future, and we have to try and move forward with that sense that we can make a difference. And sometimes it's not going to happen immediately. It's going to take time. We're going to need to chip away at it. But I do believe there is certainly hope.
And Prince of Wales talked up there on the stage about how he was very excited to go to South America.
Yeah.
What's he been talking about behind the scenes? Has he been talking about that trip with you? Presumably you're going to be there by his side in Rio.
Yeah.
Why is he so excited to go to South America?
Well, I'll tell you, the thing about His Royal Highness is what you see is what you get. In front of the camera and behind the camera, he's exactly the same. That sense of passion, dedication, real curiosity for the natural world, learning about all of this. He really is a very authentic human being, and that sense of passion and urgency that he has, I think rubs off on everyone. And Rio de Janeiro is the most vibrant culture that celebrates the environment so well. You know, I think it's a great place to host the Earthshot Prize. I love that we're bringing it to a new corner of the world every year. I may have worked into a conversation or two that we should take it to Australia next. I mean,
what did he say about that?
Just putting that in the mix, you know. But it would be good. But yeah, I unfortunately cannot be there in Rio de Janeiro personally because I'm Dancing with the Stars. But I will have my dancing skills up for the next time I'm in Rio de Janeiro to really get into the carnival spirit, you know. Thank you.
Now, the 2025 Earthshot Prize ceremony will take place in Rio de Janeiro this autumn, hosted at the futuristic Museum of Tomorrow. Prince William called Brazil an example of sustainable energy and passion. A perfect host for this year's award, Prince William thinks. Thanks so much for watching. Drop us a comment. Will Prince William's Earthshot Prize make a difference? Is it inspiring optimism and getting away from the doom and gloom scaremongering? Or do you think something else? Thanks for joining us. This has been Cameron Walker for GB News Royal. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more.